Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a massive mindset shift. It's about moving from a life where you're just constantly reacting to everything to one where you are consciously creating your own reality. And it all starts with becoming truly, unshakably unbothered. So let me just ask you this right off the bat. Are you reacting to life or are you creating it? I mean, do you feel like you're just being yanked around by things outside of you? You know, a text message, the look someone gives you, a result that you didn't see coming? Or do you actually feel like you're the one in the driver's seat? The difference between those two is, well, it's everything. Yeah, and this quote right here, it just nails it. That feeling of being rattled or thrown off balance, it's not actually coming from the event itself. It's coming from a choice we make, usually without even realizing it, to hand our power over to things that are totally neutral until we say they aren't. All right, so first up, let's break down what I like to call the trap of reactivity. This is the default setting for so many of us, and really getting a handle on how it works is the absolute first step to breaking free from it. This comparison really says it all, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got that reactive mindset. It's always looking outside, thinking the world is happening to me. It gets shaken up by pretty much everything, and it's constantly searching for someone or something to say, hey, you're okay. But the grounded mindset, oh, that's a totally different game. It operates from this deep inner knowing. I am the source. It doesn't need the outside world to validate it because all of its security, all of its worth comes from within. And this is maybe the most important thing to get. An event happens. By itself, it's just a thing. It has zero built-in meaning. But the second you slap a story on it, oh, this is terrible, or they're definitely mad at me, or I've failed again, that's when you give it power. Look, the situation itself doesn't have the power to hurt you. It's the story you attach to it that does all the damage. Okay, so we've seen the trap. Now let's talk about the way out. And that comes down to understanding the incredible power of your internal state. This is where we uncover this hidden superpower that we all have to literally shape our reality from the inside out. I want you to think of yourself like a radio tower, okay? You are constantly broadcasting a signal made up of your dominant thoughts and feelings. So if your default state is, say, anxiety or worry, you're just broadcasting a frequency of things are gonna go wrong. And hey, there's no judgment here. It's just physics in a way. Your external world kind of has to reflect the signal you're putting out. And this is a game changer. You know, you can tell yourself all day long that you want to be confident. But if you are walking around in a state of anxiety, guess which one reality is going to respond to? It's not your words. It's your being, the state you actually embody. That's the real creative force. All right, so I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I actually do this? Well, this next section is exactly that. It's the practical toolkit. We're going to walk through 3 keys you can start using like today to build that deep inner calm. And look, it comes down to these 3 keys. They sound simple, but trust me, they are so powerful. First, mastering your imagination. Second, using the power of the pause. And third, stop giving energy to the old story. Together, these 3 things are the foundation for everything. So that first key, mastering your imagination. Think about it. Most of us use our imagination, this amazing creative superpower, against ourselves. We sit there and daydream about everything that could go wrong. We rehearse failure. We feel the real gut-punching emotions of scenarios that haven't even happened. The shift is to consciously flip that. Start using your imagination to feel what it's like to already be the person you want to be. Imagine from that place of fulfillment, not from a place of fear and lack. Okay, key number 2. This one might be the most powerful tool you can use in the moment. It's the power of the pause. So something happens that would normally trigger you. Your old habit wants to just lash out instantly, but instead, you pause. Just for a second. That tiny gap. That's where all your power is. It's the space between the trigger and your old automatic reaction. In that space, you get to choose. You get to take your power back. And finally, the 3rd key is all about energy. You have to stop feeding the old story, because every single time you replay that old hurt or tell that familiar story about how things never work out for you, you're literally giving it life. You're keeping it plugged into your energy source. The moment you stop giving it your attention, your emotion, your reaction, it starts to wither. So what happens when you actually start living this way? What does it feel like to really be the source of your own reality? In this last section, we're going to talk about the real, tangible results of making this unbothered, grounded mindset your new normal. Well, something pretty amazing happens. When you get truly solid on the inside, people can feel it. It's not about being aggressive or loud, it's this quiet, solid, magnetic energy. Your very presence has more weight. You'll notice that stress and drama just kind of fade away because situations just don't have that same grip on you. And you'll see people start to treat you differently, not because you demanded it, but because that inner calm naturally commands respect. And this is where it all clicks into place. You stop desperately looking outside of yourself for proof that things are okay. You stop checking your phone. You stop analyzing every little thing to see if it's working. Why? Because you realize your inner state of certainty is the proof. You are the evidence you were looking for. And that really brings us to this final idea, which wraps everything up perfectly. This isn't about hustle or trying harder or forcing yourself to be positive. Real transformation is actually an act of letting go. It's an undoing. You stop fighting, you stop resisting, you stop reacting, and you stop hunting for proof outside of yourself. You just relax into this new way of being. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. We all have them, those old, tired stories about our past, our limits, who we are. Based on everything we've talked about, what is one old story that you are just done with? What are you going to consciously choose to stop feeding with your energy starting today?